Hey, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword just came out, and I'm going to be playing it. So I thought as long as I'm playing it, I might as well go ahead and make a video about it. Just to let you know, there's going to be some major spoilers here, so watch out. I'm going to go through and give my first impressions about the game, and then also go through and sort of do a little bit of a hint video talking about where the different heart pieces are. So if you don't want any spoilers, then turn the video off now. Otherwise, let's check out Skyward Sword. I've read a lot of reviews about how Skyward Sword is the same old repetitive thing, that it's like every other Zelda game, and that there's no new innovations, and because of that, the critics don't like it. Well, first off, what did you really expect? Did you want them to drastically change the game and turn Link into a pink bunny? Sorry, bad example. If they change the game too much, then guess what? It won't be Zelda anymore. The basic premise of the Zelda games is that there's a guy in a green hat named Link that has to save a princess from an evil demon and has to solve many puzzles along the way to rescue her. And that's what every Zelda game has been. Though, of course, each game has its own variations. Are the critics right in saying that the Zelda franchise isn't making any drastic innovations? Well, I'd say yes. Sure, Nintendo throws out new ideas like in the Phantom Hourglass how you use the stylus pen, and how in Skyward Sword you use the Wii Motion Plus. But overall, the series remains mostly the same. But I think that's a good thing. The Zelda games have a great foundation. If you got a good thing going, don't fuck with it, you know? What's important about every Zelda game is that you get new creative dungeons to play through and new puzzles to solve. Zelda is a game for people that like to solve puzzles. In other words, Zelda is for people that like to use their brains. If you want to talk about some games that are truly repetitive, then how about pretty much every first-person shooter out there? Call of Duty, you shoot people. Halo, you shoot people. Gears of War, you shoot people. Now look, I have nothing against first-person shooters. I play them, and they're fun. But if we're gonna point fingers at something that's repetitive, I think there's better targets than Zelda. Look, I'm a Halo fan, but I'll admit, the only games that are more repetitive than first-person shooters are slot machines. I don't know what kind of revolutionary, progressive game design people are expecting out of Nintendo for their Zelda games. Again, you're just a damn elf running around solving puzzles. At least the game forces you to think to progress. That's a lot better than mashing the button for 5 hours like a drooling idiot. So as far as the core gameplay, I think Skyward Sword is fine. It gives you plenty of puzzles to solve, and that's what Zelda's all about. The area that Nintendo could improve on is the graphics. Now let me be the first to say, I like the cel-shaded Wind Waker style of graphics, and I also like the more realistic Twilight Princess style. I think they both look cool. But if you go back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, man, was that game vibrant. Look at all the colors. So I think having the bright, colorful look you see in Skyward Sword is very fitting for a Zelda game. That said, in my opinion, I totally think Nintendo uses that cel shading look to cover up the fact that they're a generation behind in the graphics. It would be nice to play a Zelda game on a console that has the best graphics out there. However, I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon. But Nintendo's trend of staying behind in the graphics department is a whole different topic, so let's just keep focused on Skyward Sword here. As I first started playing through the game, I was kind of annoyed by how much on-screen text and conversation there was before any of the action started happening. The first hour or so of the game, they're continually telling you about how there's a mythical land known as the Surface you're going to visit, which anyone who saw the preview for the game already knows before buying it. We get it, there's a city in the sky, and then you go down to the surface below. Why does there have to be an hour of explanation before we get there? I really wish this game would have just gotten you down to the ground quicker, because it's not much fun continually tapping A trying to get through the story elements. Just get me to the damn action already! So that's my main gripe so far. Once I finally got to the woods though, things started to get really fun. Once you really get into it, it's awesome. The environments are interesting and there's a massive world of things to explore. Like others have said, it does seem kinda like you're going through the motions sometimes, meaning it's all stuff that'll seem familiar if you played other Zelda games. And that's fine by me because that's why I play these games. Even though it would be nice if the graphics were better, I'm honestly fine with them the way they are. My general opinion is that graphics don't make a game. Hell, I still play the NES, Super Nintendo, and Genesis, and I can thoroughly enjoy those. Because games are not about the graphics, they're about the gameplay and the enjoyment you get out of the experience. Zelda, to me, has always been about the puzzle solving, and there's plenty of that in Skyward Sword, perhaps more than ever before, so that's great. And there's even new creative ways to solve the puzzles, like in this area, you hit a purple stone, which puts a certain patch of land into the past, and that brings the things inside the area alive. You continually switch certain areas of the board between the past and present time to solve puzzles, which is a great concept. And some of the areas are pretty damn difficult to figure out. I had a hard time getting through this area. Damn! But anyhow, I thought I'd try something different and try to make a guide on how to collect some of the different heart pieces. Of course, there's always the heart pieces you get when you defeat bosses. Like with the first boss, Demon Lord Girahim, or whatever his name is. I guess he's supposed to be like Agnahim from A Link to the Past. You pretty much just slash away at him until he's dead. Then you get your full heart piece. The second boss is kinda like Dodongo. When he opens his mouth, you throw in a bomb. Then when he stops, you slash at his eye, and he'll give off your next heart piece. Just a warning here, you can't get all the heart pieces immediately. I believe the treasure chests have to be activated first, because some of them I found were like this, and I just couldn't open it yet. You have to find these goddess cube things and strike them with your sword, and each one of those unlocks a treasure chest to obtain. So it's probably better to search for the heart pieces after you've played a bit of the main quest. For example, I tried to jump into this rock, but when I got inside, the treasure chest wasn't openable. South of Skyloft, here on the map, you can jump onto an island and get a heart piece. That's a pretty easy one. There's another easy heart piece you can find in the sky if you go to Pumpkin Landing, and you go inside to this place called the Lumpy Pumpkin. It's kind of like a saloon. And you crash into the post, the chandelier will crash onto the ground where you grab the heart piece. Once you make it into the woods, there'll be a huge tree, and if you search around, you'll find a tightrope. If you walk across the tightrope to the other side, you'll get an easy heart piece. In Eldin Volcano, there's a really easy one you can get. You just jump off a platform and grab it. That's probably the easiest one I've gotten so far in the game. Later, when you're in the desert, you'll have to navigate your way through sand pits by checking your map and making sure to walk on solid ground. In the area to the upper right, there's a cracked wall. Blow it up with a bomb and you'll find a cave. Inside, you'll find a chest with another heart piece. Well anyway, I just got the game, and that's all I found so far. As I get further, maybe I'll make another video and show how to get the rest of the heart pieces. So far, Skyward Sword has been a pretty awesome game, other than some introduction stuff that drags on a bit too long for me. But if nothing else, you can always just go to the bathroom and make Link take a shit. That's always fun.